All right, everybody. I've had some time to go over the all 22 now with a fine tooth comb here, and I want to talk about the three possessions of the game, the first three possessions of the game, and I want to talk about Jordan Mailata, guys. Definitely some positives, definitely some fundamental things that have got to get worked out with this kid. He's got some very flawed fundamentals still, guys. All right, y'all, let's get it. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, Division Rivals? This is Stephen Hyder with Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is you get around to watching us. Once again, guys, my name is Stephen Hyder, and this is Gate City Sports Channel. Today's topic, we're going to do a film review, guys. I'm going to do a little film study for you. I'm going to take you over the first three possessions of the football game. That the reason I like to do the first three possessions is generally speaking the game plan, right? That's your scripted plays. This normally comes between the first 2 to 3 possessions of a football game. It tells you what we were seeing on film. It tells you what the coaching staff thinks about the players. It gives you a pretty good feel for where you are as an organization at the time. I expect to see a lot of subtle differences come next week because we've had guys emerge like Fulgham, right? I think Mailata is building trust, guys. I mean, he's very much fundamentally flawed. Do not mistake that. He's got some things he needs to work on or he's going to get beat eventually pretty badly. But there are a lot of positives with Jordan Mailata too, guys. And that's what I want to get into today. I want to show you some of the things on film that I'm seeing where he's got to work on it. And some of the things where it's like, you know what? Like, the kid gets it, man. Like, he's starting to come around. Like, I think we found something. All right, y'all. Let's get it. All right, ladies and gents, so number one play I want to show you. This is the first possession of the football game. I'm not going to show you the first and second down, guys, because they were really just kind of like designed running plays, one with Carson, one with Miles, that went nowhere because in a whole nother episode, guys, we've got to talk about Matt Pryor. You guys know I was a huge Matt Pryor supporter. He's not playing well. He's not playing well when you watch the film. But anyways, 3rd and 10, Eagles 17-yard line. It's the first quarter. It's 13:53 in the game. First possession of the game, first third down. And you got Mailata on Bud Dupree. He's a pretty good pass rusher, okay? The first thing I noticed right off the snap about Mailata, he's getting impatient with his hands, okay? You don't really want to leave your hands out there like that. That's not good, okay? But I will say that his leg kick on that one, I was pretty impressed. Like, that's not an easy thing to do. I'm here to tell you a guy that really doesn't play offensive line. That was one of the things, like, when they try to put me at tackle, like, I don't understand how to do that, man. I can't do that. Not only am I not big enough for it, but I don't know how to do the skills that's required of a lineman like that. Here's the thing. If you watch as this film kind of goes out, watch how Bud Dupree gets into Mailata and watch Mailata's hand placement, guys. That's way too wide. You can't be that wide, man. Like, your hand placement just cannot be that wide. That's a big no-no, okay? As in result, he's off balance, right? Showing his hands too early, going too wide with his hands, and now he's getting pushed back into Carson Wentz. Now we have an incompletion. So, definitely some things here you got to work on. He didn't give up a sack, though. I mean, he still has the requisite body composition and power to, even when he's playing that badly, he keeps people off of Carson. So, there is something to that. All right, ladies and gents. So, second play of the game I want to show you is just simply put, this is the first possession of the first play of the second possession of the game, right? So, this is right after that third down play. This is the next time the Eagles take the field. And you can see Doug Peterson is already kind of making a little bit of adjustment here. We have 2 inline tight ends to Mailata's side, okay? In addition to that, at the hike, what you're going to notice is you got Miles Sanders releasing to Jordan Mailata's side as well, okay? So we're giving Mailata help here. I mean, that's what I'm insinuating here. The focus and the focal point of the game plan was to give Mailata help. So we can clearly see that going on here. He has a good initial punch this time. Watch the punch. That's a really good initial punch. But watch as it continues out. You see how he kind of gets himself a little off balance there? That's an overextension. You're overextending yourself, and then when you overextend yourself, you lose your balance. It's normally not good. Like I said, Mailata gets away with a lot just because of the physical presence of this kid. He's a big man. This is a man's man. He's a big dude. So, second kind of play I wanted to break down for you guys and show you guys. And then once again, a little fundamental issues here, but he's holding up. This is a lot to ask of this kid. And this is a good defensive line he's playing against. So I got to give him credit here. He's doing better than what I would have thought. All right, guys, we come out. First quarter, 8:31. We're on the Eagles 19. It's 2nd and 5. This is the very next play. So I'm giving you 3 consecutive plays here to kind of make a point. Look at what the Eagles do. Once again, inline tight ends to Mailata's side, right? I mean, obviously they want to give Mailata help. They also have Miles Sanders, once again, releasing to Mailata's side. And this is going to set Pittsburgh up, by the way, later on. The next possession, the Eagles get him with Miles Sanders. That's why Miles Sanders gets through the line the way he does. All right, at the hike, what do you see? Once again, a good punch. I thought it was a decent punch, from Mailata. I mean, Mailata's a strong guy, and when he hits the defensive lineman, they feel it. He's got a really good punch for an offensive tackle. I will say, he does an adequate, acceptable job of running Dupree around Carson, okay? I do think that was on the verge of being in danger, but on the verge, this isn't horseshoes, right? And the end result is that it works. It was successful, so probably want to take that one a little wider next time with it, but nonetheless, hey, it's acceptable. As a young kid, he's going to learn. He's learning on the job, and, plays like this give you some feeling of hey, man, maybe the kid does have it. All right, ladies and gents, so this time, 3rd and 5. So I'm giving you every play from this possession, all right? So 3rd and 5, Philadelphia 19, first quarter, 8:25. This one I'm not going to put on Mailata, okay, because this one it felt like to me as if Wentz, I couldn't see good enough from the camera angles they gave us on the All-22 to really watch Wentz's footwork. So I couldn't see his footwork well enough to make any kind of judgments on it, but something wasn't right with Wentz here. This is the one throw I saw during this game where I really thought to myself, okay, come on, Wentz, man. You got to get your feet back together, even though I can't see exactly what happened. I can't tell if he's overstriding. I can't tell if it's, if it's more so just a bouncing. I can't see enough of it because of the way the camera angle is to make a judgment there, guys. But we're 3rd and 5, Philadelphia 19, first quarter, 8:25, okay? There's a lot of movement from Pittsburgh's inside linebackers. They're moving them all around as I'm showing you right here. You can see how much movement there is out of this Pittsburgh Steelers linebacking core, especially inside linebackers. All right. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, Mailata did a really good job against Bud Dupree here, right? I mean, Bud Dupree tries to hit him with that speed rush, and Mailata holds. I mean, this was a solid job by Mailata. I mean, Malata's a big dude, man. I don't know his measurements across his chest and stuff, but you could just kind of see on film, he has that Jason Peters, he's taller than Peters, but, he has that Jason Peters, frame to him. Peters' frame, I think, is what got him away with a lot of stuff, right? Because he was such a massive man to try to move back. It just, not until this season did we really see bull rushes working on Peters. And I think it's mostly because his balance is off because of playing on the right side, switching to the left with Peters. But we can see Mailata has some of that same characteristics of just being this mountain of a man that you have to try to get around or get through. And I think that definitely works to his benefit. All right, guys, we're going to take a deep shot here. I'm skipping you over to the third possession of the game. It's the second play of the third possession, right? We're on a 2nd and 9. We're on the Eagles 26. It's first quarter, 25 seconds, all right, left in the quarter. We're going to take a deep shot out of 12-man, and we're running a little max protection here, which is a good thing. This is one thing I thought I saw from Doug from this game for a lot of it was, hey, man, we know we were going to struggle, so let's max protect, and I thought that was smart. So we bring Driscoll in. Driscoll checks in as an eligible player, so he's coming in in the role of the tight end, and we have him aligned right beside Mailata. Once again, give him a lot of help, right? You can see Ertz is split out wide. We're going to bring Ertz back in as a wing, and he's going to help out blocking too. That's that max protection along with Miles Sanders. So you got Ertz, you got Driscoll, and you got Sanders staying in to protect. Max protect, right? Now, Pittsburgh in reverse, guys, they're in a cover 3. It's pretty easy to see once you really kind of look at it, but you can see these 3 deep players here. Those are your 3 deep. So the Eagles are going to run a pretty easy, it's an easy thing to see, but it's very effective. So what they're doing is they're running this deep in route, basically with Fulgham trying to catch that safety's attention, and boy, oh boy, it worked like a charm. So before I get to the protection and I get to Mailata, just watch this. Look, Fulgham's deep in route, right? You see it? Watch the safety. Boy, we missed an opportunity here, man. Hightower and Wentz, if they connect on that one, it's probably a touchdown if you can hit him in stride. We missed an opportunity there. It was really well drawn up from a scheme standpoint. Just got to execute these things, guys. I think that's a big part of our season so far is at times we see Wentz playing well, we see Wentz playing like crap. At times we see Doug, calling well and maybe then making some very, questionable situational calls. So we need consistency and we need execution. I think that's why we're sitting here 1-3-1. All right. Terrell Edmonds is the Pittsburgh Steeler safety that comes in on that blitz. Okay, he blitzes. You see, kind of like Miles picks up one of the blitzers. He's going to get a free release at Carson. That speeds Carson up to have to throw that ball. Wasn't a bad placed ball. It just the situation messed you up. It's one of those things you just kind of wish we could have just had a split second more because it's probably a touchdown. But hey, if you go back and you look at Mailata. Yeah, Mailata's getting a lot of help, but Mailata's doing pretty good on Bud Dupree, right? I mean, Mailata, he's holding up. He's holding his own here, guys. I see a lot of positives here from Mailata. All right, guys, I just want to give you a bonus play here. So this is the touchdown play from the third possession, okay? So this is the very next play, 39, Philly 26, all that, okay? So here's the deal. There's 19 seconds left in the game, right? Or in the first quarter, not the game, in the first quarter. The Steelers are going to try to run one of these like delayed kind of, it's a stunt, but it's a little delayed, right, with Bud Dupree. If you watch at the snap, okay, you can see he gets ready to engage with him. He sees Bud Dupree kind of go for that stunt, and he's starting to signal he's signaling right next to Herbig, hey, Herbig, pick him up. I got your guy. You can see there's communication between Herbig and Mailata, and that's good. I think those two guys are starting to come around a little bit. Surprisingly, I'm way more concerned about Pryor than I am Herbig at this point. Herbig's got his own little issues, don't get me wrong, but I trust Herbig a little more right now than I do Pryor. And that's saying a lot because I really felt like the organization did Pryor pretty dirty in training camp, but now I'm kind of seeing a little bit of what they might have been seeing in camp, some of the things that we weren't being shown. You can see they switch off, right? Because of that, because of them doing that basically that looper, Bud Dupree being the looper there on that stunt, he's not aware of who has the football. He's going right for Carson. They use that aggressiveness against them. And you can see, here goes Miles Sanders slipping right through. He makes one guy miss, 74-yard touchdown, guys. So, I mean, that was a beautifully drawn-up play. I thought Mailata did a really good job of communicating with Herbig and switching off of that. Like, that's what you want to see, guys. Like, these are very positive steps. All right, guys, my final thoughts here. Look, he's up and down. Mailata's up and down. Very fundamentally flawed, guys, right? He's got a lot of work to do with making sure he keeps that frame of balance right. Not showing those hands too early, not going too wide. And he does this a lot, going too wide with the hands. It's the one thing that Trey Thomas has talked about a lot. I think they try to use the catch technique with him because of that. But he's got to get better with that. And I'm my thought process is with more snaps, more reps, the more he gets to play, the better he's gonna get at some of these things. I like what we're seeing out of Mailata. I'm not saying this guy is going to be some perennial Pro Bowler, some future Hall of Famer. Guys, I think that we're a long ways away from ever thinking that right yet. But do I think he's showing us enough to make us go like, hey, man, like the development has paid off? Yeah, like this kid had no football experience, guys. Like, to me, this is Jeff Stoutland's masterpiece right here. And I got to be honest, I'm impressed. I am fully impressed with the job he's done with Mailata. And, hey, I hope it turns into something, man. I think Mailata is at least, we can say, at the bottom end, this is very much a third tackle. Very much you got to come off the bench and play left or right tackle when you feel comfortable, right? He is definitely that swing tackle candidate at this point. I think if he keeps showing positive momentum the way he's been, I think you got to put him in the conversation of maybe he's not just going to be your tackle this season. Maybe this kid's your left tackle. I think if he keeps developing, guys, I mean, at a certain point, we got to have that uncomfortable conversation. It sucks we spent a first-round pick on Dillard, and Dillard might have to be the third tackle off the bench. I don't know. Maybe you could trade him. I doubt it. I just don't think the kid has trade value. I do know this. Mailata, at least, is showing us that he can handle the bull rushes. As fundamentally, flawed as this kid is, he can keep pressure off of Wentz. Look, maybe he falls on his face in a couple of games, guys. I don't know. But as of right now, I'm thoroughly impressed with this kid. I don't know how else to say it, guys. I'm impressed. All right, y'all, leave your opinions down below. I want to know what you guys think. What do you think now I showed you a little bit from the film on Mailata, okay? What do you guys think about Mailata? I think he's coming around. I think there's definitely things to be excited about, but it's not polished. It ain't finished, guys. He's far from being like a top 20 tackle in this league right now. Like, he's not to that point yet. But we're seeing a lot of positives that are coming up from the physical makeup of this kid. Just the pure athleticism and the mass of this kid. So, leave your comments down below, man. Let me know what y'all think. And you know how we end these videos. We do a little E-A-G-L-E-S. All right, y'all. Let's go Eagles.